doing demonstration.
The South Wales Fire Brigade are on hand. A very good morning to you from South Wales Fire and Rescue Service. We're hopefully going to keep you entertained and show you some of the skills that we use when we're dealing with an RTC. Just to make it easier, we've done all the equipment off today so everybody can have a good view right the way around the arena, and we've got all the equipment set up ready. I think we may have a car crash in the arena. It's a little bit smoky. There we are. So, what are we going to do? So we've got two crews with us today. Our crews, we're very fortunate to have the local crew from us with us today, backed up with people from Monmouth, Chepstow, Abergavenny, and some of our rescue team from Malcolmstead and Newport. And they're going to demonstrate to you today what we do in dealing with a two-vehicle incident. So as soon as we get there, we're going to sort of do a scene assessment, have a look what's going on, see how they've come to land in the position that they are, and make sure that any casualties in the vehicles are all okay. And if they're not, we're going to give them some medical treatment and make sure that they're fit and well. So I've got two willing volunteers who are going to be our casualties today. And they're going to jump in now, and we're going to get ready. So first thing we do when we arrive on scene at the incident is we have a look round, make sure, see what's going on, and first things we're going to do is always think of safety. Safety, safety, safety. So we're going to make sure the vehicles are safe. We're going to try and get that initial conversation going with the casualty to see how they are, see if they've got any injuries. And then we're going to look to stabilise the vehicle. We're quite fortunate today that it's a nice sunny day, the vehicle's on all fours. This could be totally different. It was in the middle of the night, in the winter, dark, wet, cold conditions, dealing with a car maybe on its roof or on its side. So we're very fortunate. So the crews are going in now, they're making access, they're going round, having a look, chatting to our drivers, and to see what's going on. So we've got two crews today, both being led by a crew commander in each team, and they will delegate the tasks and to start looking then how they're going to extricate the people from the car. We'll sort of have a quick plan, so depending on sort of the mechanisms of injury, what's happening to them, we'll have a quick plan. So if we need to get them out really, really quick and get them into medical care, then that will sort of That'll be one plan for us. So that'll be take the doors off, get them out super quick. However, today we're going to go for gold standard and sort of go for full extrication and immobilization. And what I mean by immobilization, so for those of you who can see me, I'm holding up a longboard, and what we'll do is we'll use this and we'll package the casualty onto this board, full immobilization, strapped to the board, brought out then, and passed over to our paramedic colleagues. So the team are going around the car at the moment, they're putting in plastic blocks and chocks, and that's to stop any movement, making sure the handbrake's on. What we don't want to do is start cutting these cars up and have any further movement then and cause an injury to our crews. Just making sure that we remain safe, but also we remain effective right throughout. As I said at the beginning, all the crews here, they're part of the on-call system, so that means they've all got their full-time jobs and they all live and work locally within 5 minutes of their on-call station. So those stations around this area in Monmouthshire covers Caldicot, Chepstow, us, Abergavenny and Monmouth. And they all attend one drill night a week, so that's 2 hours, 6:30 to 8:30, and they all train on a weekly basis, and then they're provided then on-call cover. So they respond to any incidents, same as our whole-time teams. They work together, they train together, but we all respond to the same incidents. We are currently recruiting, so if you do live in the Monmouthshire area and you fancy a career as an on-call firefighter, please call in to our training nights. They're Tuesdays and Wednesday evenings, 6:30 to 8:30. Go in, do speak to the crews, call in for a cup of coffee, have a chat with them. They'll tell you what the job entails, all the things they get up to, what we do, the skills they've learned since joining, from trauma care, water rescue, RTC training, firefighting, breathing apparatus. There's a whole list of skills they acquire when they join the fire service. So if you'd like to, please come along, go to our drill nights, go and see the teams, and then they'll tell you what it's like then to sort of be part of our on-call system. So before they start cutting the cars up, they're just doing that sort of casualty assessment and making sure, checking their injuries, and sort of coming up with that extrication plan. So all the equipment they're using, they've got hydraulic cutters, spreaders, rams. With modern technology, these have all gone to cordless tools now, so it's really good for us. So if we are sort of remote working away from the appliance, we haven't got to wait for battery packs, hydraulic packs, engines and things as well. And it also makes a safer working environment, because previous to the modern equipment we've got today, we'd have petrol generators running, causing lots of sound. Now we've got nice battery equipment, so it means we can have good communications with our casualties right the way through.
My last one was good. But you can start popping up.
Called Pack-X, so we put that on the glass. When we break the glass, it stops it from going onto the casualties, and also allows them to sort of safely remove it, and making sure that we're not walking around and kneeling in bits of glass. So again, everything we do about this is all safety, 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 and we continue to risk assess as we go through. So the crew on the Astra, for those who can see it, they're actually making entry into the boot now. They've got some hydraulic equipment going, they're popping the boot off, and the ones on the Clio are shortly going to follow suit, I believe, and by looking at it now, they're going to remove the doors on the Renault Clio. We've got all the cars with us today, obviously 56 plate, 59 plate. As we all know, technology moves on, so does car construction moves on. Lots of airbags now for us to consider. And if a car's had an impact and they haven't deployed, we need to be wary that they could deploy at any time. So before we start setting the cars up, in all the posts that support the roof, there's airbags, lots of them, so we've got to make sure. So we'll peel all the internal linings away from the car so we can see where they are. The last thing we want to do is start going and cutting through an airbag or an actuator, which could cause injury to us. So the driver in the clear has just told me that she's possibly got a broken leg and a bad and sore neck. So I think the only safe way out would be possibly take the roof off. And we'll go and see what the injuries are for the Astra. Are we thinking in the Astra, because of the side impact, we've possibly got a pelvic injury, so that's probably quite serious. So we're going to go full extrication, I think, for both driver of the vehicles.
You've got to know, Tyler. Tyler, I should take you home a little bit. You've got a lollipop.
That's one of our water rescue and road rescue teams. So they're trained up, they'll go and they'll cover all the Safe Rails area, so from Monmouth right the way across the service area, to go to Bridgend, my steg in the west.
Back to the car now.
So they're trained up, they've got mud rescue, water rescue and road rescue as well. So we can rescue people from height, whether again that's packaging them up into a stretcher, using a rope system, and we can safely lower them to the ground as well. Many people familiar with the banks of the River Esk in Newport.
I'll take you back to
Very muddy, looks like chocolate, so we do get the odd person stuck in the mud, so we're trained up for mud rescue. So we've got big walkways, big 5 feet along what look like lilos, and we'll use those then to leapfrog across the mud. All this equipment is out on display, so please come over and see us. And to complement our mud rescue equipment as well, we've also got a number of rescue boats situated around the service. So we've got them down in Cardiff Bay, Barry, up in Ebbw Vale and Newport. And so that we can maintain a water rescue response right across the South Wales area, and that's also backed up then by swift water technicians who are trained to swim in moving water and carry out rescues. Another appliance we've got, you'll see it parked in the corner today, it's got the crane on the back, so that's one of our heavy rescue tenders. Again, that's geared up for lifting, moving. It's got a number of bits of equipment on there that we can move cars on a carriageway, very similar to that, like the instrument we're dealing with today. The crane as well, we can also use it to not only move cars, but we can also use it for lifting and use it for a high point as well if we're doing a line rescue incident.
Can I just interrupt an announcement? Could Casper Lewis please go to the Secretary's tent? That's Casper Lewis. Can you go to the Secretary's tent? Thank you.
Also on our stand over there, you'll see, and there's lots of them floating around today, little Polaris buggies, that's used by our wildfire teams. So earlier in the year we've had some wildfires up in the Welsh valleys. Obviously a conventional fire appliance is not going to make it up onto that kind of terrain. So we have a number of Polaris that are geared up and they're situated in sort of key locations around the service. So when we do go into sort of those conditions, dealing with mountain fires throughout the year, we can deploy our teams then and they'll carry out the firefighting for us on the mountainside. So there's lots of activity going on, and we sort of, when we do these kind of extrications of people, it's all done in phases. So the first sort of phase we'll do is we'll go in, we'll stabilise the vehicle, and you've all seen that done at the very, very beginning, putting the plastic chops around, and then we're looking to have that initial casualty access. That's the next phase, so we can get their injury. So as we said, we've possibly got a pelvic injury, neck injury, and a broken leg between the two drivers. Once we'll do that, then we'll look to get sort of space creation. So by doing space creation, we'll remove the door so we can get in then. So we've got lots of room to sort of do a better medical assessment, and that's from head to toe, and sort of diagnose the injuries. And then that's where we come in with our car modifications. So doors are starting to come off now, and it's all following the process, so it may seem a little slow for you watching on, but the crews are very busy, obviously removing the doors and making sure everything's kept safe. You'll see the orange sheets on the car. The orange sheets have got magnets on them, so we can sort of, they'll stick to the cars and protect the casualty. So everything we do, what we don't want to do is obviously have any more sort of, any further injuries to the drivers of the cars. Teamwork is key to this, and sort of teamwork is key to everything we do in the fire service really. So when we go on, everyone's got a job, a role, dedicated task, and everybody knows their role for that particular incident, whether it be water rescue, dealing with fires, dealing with grass fires, dealing with RTCs. Everyone's got their role, everyone knows where they are, and we'll always have a crew manager, watch manager, who will be leading the teams. So as you can see, the cars are starting to come apart now. Obviously, all working towards that main goal of getting the roof off, getting those drivers out of the cars. For the smaller viewers amongst us and those of you who've just started school, the good news is we'll be having a visit office very, very soon. So every academic year with the schools, we will go in and we'll talk to Key Stage 2, Key Stage 5. I'm sort of giving an introduction to fire safety and all about the role of the fire service as well. So if you have joined school, look out for us, and we should be visiting you very, very soon. And for the older viewers amongst us, mums and dads, hoping that you've all got smoke alarms in your houses. If not, for the children amongst us watching, make sure go home tonight, mum and dad's got smoke alarms working. And if mum doesn't test them every morning when she's doing the toast and setting them off, then go home and test them. If you haven't got smoke alarms, please go on our website, fill in your details, and we'll come along. We'll do a home fire safety check for you. We'll fit those smoke alarms, and we'll sort of give you some advice what to do in the event of a fire. Okay, so please log on, check those details out, and we'll come along and see you as well. So the last door's coming off the Astra. I think we've got one more door to come off the Clio, but it always takes time. A lot of popping, a lot of banging going on. Lots of checking in with the cat, she's going on there, making sure that she's okay, conditions not deteriorating and not getting any worse. All the equipment that we're using to do this, all the cordless cutting equipment, will all be available over on our stand for you to see, so please come and have a look, come and speak to the crews as well, and have a close-up look and get their hands on and see what we've been using to do this today. You can see he's cutting the windscreen on the Astra, just using a normal research saw, specialised blades in there. Things for us to be mindful of, when we cut the glass with the saw, just create a lot of dust, okay? So, again, we've got sheets inside the car, visors down for our crews, making sure they wear their full PPE all the time. So our firefighters today, they're wearing 2 lots of PPE. So we've got the gold colour, which is what we use for our firefighting. So if we're going to go into any burning buildings, we're going to wear the gold PPE. The red PPE is what you see I'm wearing today. This is a lighter weight. We've got no fire conditions, so we'll use this for our rope rescue incidents, RTC. So where there's no elements of fire, we'll wear our red fire kit. So that's what we are. So we're going to talk to Charlotte now. She's in the car, she's the driver. Charlotte, how's your injuries? Anything hurt?
Yeah, I think I've got a broken left leg and I'm finding it hard to turn my neck. So it's definitely something's happened to my neck or my back.
And do you know how you managed to sort of end up in this position today?
Yeah, she just stuck in front of me at the junction.
Do you know her?
Yeah, she's my school bully.
Oh dear, oh dear. I'm sure she'll be fine. She sounds alright. She sat there smiling and she's laughing, so hopefully the injuries aren't too bad. Obviously, depending on the nature of the incident as well, we may look into sort of preserve some of the scene for our police colleagues if they want to come in and do any kind of investigation after it as well. A lot of you may have seen Crash Detectives on BBC, and sort of working with our blue light partners, so with the paramedic, with the police, any sort of serious incidents we'll go to, we'll always work with them to sort of maintain any areas of special interest should the cars need to go away for sort of further investigation post-incident. So that's really key. So we're just making the final cuts on the Astra now. They've gone through, they've had a look at all the actuators are for the airbags, any pre-tensioners for the seat belts, making sure that they're all sort of cutting in safe areas. So it's not a process that we can rush, we've got to do it sort of slow, steady, carefully, making sure that nothing further goes off.
Tyler, what are you doing?
Airbags on the steering wheels, we'll put a bag over it to cover it so if it deploys it doesn't go off in anybody's face, so we'll always do that as well.
Just go and eat them.
And then working through. So they'll start cutting all the posts on the roof. The one nearest the driver is the one they'll do last.
Again, if I could just interrupt for a moment, if anyone has lost a small child, she is on her way to the Secretary's tent by the large tree in the corner of the main ring. So if anyone's looking for a child, I'm sure we all are, but if someone's lost one, she's on her way to the Secretary's tent by the large tree.
But you can set it.
What we do have as well to help us out with the cars, with all the technology on them, we've got a tablet flat screen in the front of the cab. We can bring every make and vehicle up, every model, and it will show us where to cut, where not to cut, where all the steel is. So please come over and see us afterwards at the stand. If you've got any questions, come and have a look and we'll show you all the kit and all the equipment. So the team on the Astra, they're making really good progress now. I think they've got to do the final cuts right next to the driver.
Well, you'll have to wait.
James in the red there, he's part of the rescue tender crew. He's just given some guidance on the best place to cut, using his knowledge and experience to pass on to our newer crew members.
Okay.
No, you're staying here. Stay. Here.
So we're going to see who gets the roof off first and who gets to use the longboard first. I think it's going to be the Astra.
But you're not answering my question. You want this off.
So they're just going to do a test lift now, make sure they've cut right through all the metal work, right through all the cables. Nothing's going to stop it there from being removed from the vehicle. They're going to lift the roof off and take it over to the rear, put it down on the ground. So we've got lots of cut bits of metal now, we've got broken glass on there, so again, as I've always said right through the demonstration, safety, safety, safety. So we're going to use what we call sharps protection sheets. So they go over any bits of metal that we've cut. So while we can't sort of injure ourselves, we can't catch our PP on it. Obviously if we've got our paramedics or police colleagues coming in to have a look as well, it's going to keep them safe. So you'll see the little green sleeves going on there, on the Astra. And then they're going to get ready to remove the driver from the vehicle. Looking at the seat to make it easier for us, depending on the sort of mechanism of impact with the other vehicle, we might be able to wind the seat back, so that's going to give us a bit more space. And that will assist us in getting out. James is leading this, so we'll have one voice leading the extrication. He's briefing the other crew members in where they're going to lift, how they're going to casualty handle. So one voice and everybody follows.
in the secretary's tent by the tree in the corner of the main room.
So they're supporting the cavity, they're winding the back of the seat out the way, gives us lots of space so we can put the longboard down behind, relax the driver onto the board now. They're going to look there to very carefully using teamwork. We're going to slide the driver up the board for that full immobilisation, ready to hand over to the paramedics. So as you can see on the run and clear, the crews have opted there for a roof fault, so they're not going to completely remove it. They've just done some of the posts, relief cuts above the windscreen and folded it forward. Again, another technique that we can use as opposed to full roof removal which is taking place on the Astra. Making sure that you're alright, right through the whole process. So just making our plan there to get the second driver out of the car, then hand over to our paramedic colleagues, and then for us, the job does not stop there, so we have to make up all the equipment, we have to service it, make sure it's suitable. So we can put this on the appliance, and as soon as we make ourselves available, all the equipment's ready, we could be straight on to the next call. So it's rapid, it's dynamic, we don't know when the next call is, we don't know what type of call it's going to be. Again, they're working as a team on the clear now, casualty led, one person giving directions to the rest of the team. Taking into consideration their injuries. Right. So there we go, the second casualty coming out of the clear, ready to hand over to our paramedic colleagues.
Wait, who's jumping? I asked who, not who's not.
So there we go, please give them a big hand. They are hot, they are sweaty, there's lots of hard work going in using this big tools and equipment. So that's a very brief insight in what we would do when dealing with an RTC, as well as how we take a car apart, removing the doors, windows, and obviously making sure the casualty is led. So we're going to pack this up. Thank you very much for watching us today. Please come over the stand if you want any more information regarding our recruitment for our whole time, retain, and also as well, the very important one, if you need those smoke alarms, come over and see us, pass your details, and then we'll get that done for you. Thank you very much, it's been great to see you this year. Hopefully look forward to seeing you all next year. Thank you.